This video will demonstrate how to place Gerbau's Logi Pro washer control into a test mode. This will allow you to quickly diagnose the functionality of components before starting to troubleshoot. If the machine fails to perform one of the test functions, it may have this same issue when in normal use. The test mode allows you to run through every function and helps identify functions that do not work. The steps in this video might differ slightly depending on your exact model. First, place the washer into the configuration mode. In order to do this, the washer must not be running, the door must be open, and the input power coming into the washer must be turned off. After turning off the power, it is recommended that you wait 2 to 3 minutes for any residual power to dissipate. To open the top cover of the washer, unlock both locks on the top. Carefully lift the cover up. This might require additional help. Removing the cover might differ depending on the model. The A1 board is located on the inside of the control panel. Locate switch S3. It is located on the top left of the A1 board. This board may be covered with a moisture protection guard. To enable configuration mode, there are 2 different types of switches. One type is opened by carefully pushing down and unhooking a wire. The switch wire should not touch the corresponding hook. The other type is a sliding dip switch. The configuration mode will always be the top switch. Slide the switch to the off position, towards the number. Turn power back on. The display now reads CONF for configuration. Press the down key until the display reads Test. Press Pro and the display will read the model type and capacity. Press Pro and the display will read ENER. This step is verifying the emergency stop circuit. The control will not allow you to advance any further because it wants to verify the functionality of the e-stop. To verify that the e-stop switch works, you will need to press the switch in. You should hear an audible sound. To disengage the e-stop, twist the knob to the right. The audio sound will stop and you will be able to advance further in the menu. Press Pro and the display will read CLC0 or CLC1 if the control has a clock option. Press Pro and the display will show the time in a 24-hour military format. Press Excel and the minutes will flash. Press up to increase or down to decrease the value until the correct minutes are displayed. Press Excel and the hours will flash. Press up to increase or down to decrease the value until the correct hour setting is displayed. Press Pro and the display will read LEDS. This step is for verifying that the display's LEDs are all working. Press up repeatedly to turn on all the individual LEDs. Press Pro and the display will show DISP. This step is for verifying the display segments are all lighting. Press up repeatedly and each segment will light in each chip until the display reads 8888. Press Pro and the display will show BAL1 or BAL0, indicating the balance switch state for EH models. Washer models EM, MG, RMG do not have a balance switch. To test the balance switch on an EH model, move the inner drum to the left, activating the switch. The display will change from BAL1 to BAL0. Press Pro and the display will read DR- and a number. This step is for verifying the door hinge switch operation. When the door is closed, the display will read DR-1. and when the door is open, the display will read DR-0. Open and close the door to make sure the door hinge switch is functioning properly. You will need to close the door to advance. Press Pro and the display will read UNLC. This step verifies the door is unlocked. Press up and the display flashes until the door locks and LC is displayed. If the door fails to lock, the display will read ALN, indicating a door lock failure. Press down and the door will unlock. The display will read UNLC. We suggest you test the door lock several times to verify proper operation. You must have the door locked with the display reading LC to advance in the test mode. Press Pro and the display will read E-0. This verifies the drain valve is in the open position. Press up and you will hear the drain valve close. The display will show E1, indicating the drain valve is closed. To verify the next steps, we suggest leaving the drain valve closed. Press Pro and the display will read a number in between 00.45 to 00.55. This step indicates there is no water in the basket. Make sure you note this pressure switch value. Later in the test, we will verify that this number has changed. Press Pro and the display will read A1-0. This verifies the A1 cold fill valve is closed. There should be no water running. Press up and the display will read A1-1. The valve should open and you should hear the water flowing through it. Press down, the display will return to A1-0 and water should stop flowing. Press Pro and the display will read A2-0. This verifies the hot fill valve is closed. There should be no water running. Press up and the display will read A2-1. The valve should open and you should hear water flowing through it. Press down, the display will return to A2-0 and the water should stop flowing. Press Pro and the display will read D3-0. This verifies the valve is closed. There should be no water running. Press up and the display will read D3-1. The valve should open and the bleach compartment should fill with water. After approximately 10 seconds, the control will disconnect power to the valve, stopping water flow, and the display will read D3-0. When the compartment is filled to the overflowing point, the siphon effect should start and automatically empty the compartment. Press Pro and the display will read D4-0. This verifies the valve is closed. There should be no water running. Press up and the display will read D4-1. The valve should open and the softener compartment should fill with water. After approximately 10 seconds, the control will disconnect power to the valve, stopping the water flow, and the display will read D4-0. When the compartment is filled to the overflowing point, the siphon effect should start and automatically empty the compartment. Press Pro and the display reads D1-0. This verifies the external dosing signals at the chemical relay output. Press up and the display will read D1-1, activating the dosing relay. Press down and the display will read D1-0, turning off the signal. Press Pro and the display will read D2-0. This verifies the external dosing signals at the chemical relay output. Press up and the display will read D2-1, activating the dosing relay. Press down and the display will read D2-0, turning off the signal. Press Pro and the display will read A3-0. This verifies the external dosing signals at the chemical relay output. Press up and the display will read A3-1, activating the dosing relay. Press down and the display will read A3-0, turning off the signal. Press Excel and the current water level should read a pressure switch value above 00.55. Look to verify that no water is draining past the closed drain valve. Press Pro and the display will read either an F or C with 3 numbers after it. This verifies the temperature probe circuit with the F signifying Fahrenheit and C Celsius. You can verify the water temperature. Press Pro and the display will read VAR. The basket will begin to rotate and the drain valve will open. Press Pro, the display will read SPD2. To increase the speed, press up. You cannot change the speed if the display is flashing. To advance to the next speed, wait until the display stops flashing and press up. To decrease the speed, press down when the flashing stops. SPD6 is the highest speed. To end the extract sequence, press the stop button. Once the rotation has completely stopped, the door will unlock. Turn off power to the washer. Close S3 switch by rehooking the wire to the loop or returning the dip switch to the original position. Turn on the power. It is back in the normal run mode.